Hello, everyone. Today is April 5th, 2020. Welcome to Prayer of Recollection. We are talking about Luke 29 through 19. We're not really doing Prayer of Recollection. We're reflecting on our Prayer of Recollection. So this is a really exciting story. Are you ready? Here we go. Now Jesus turned to the people again and told them a story. A man planted a vineyard, leased it to tenant farmers.
You're not reading. Now Jesus turned to the people again and told them this story. A man planted a vineyard, leased it to tenant farmers, and moved to another country to live for several years. At the time of the grape harvest, he sent one of his servants to collect his share of the crop. But the farmers attacked the servant, beat him up, and sent him back empty-handed. So the owner sent another servant, but they also insulted him, beat him up, and sent him away empty-handed. A third man was sent, and they wounded him and chased him away. What will I do? The owner asked himself. I know. I'll send my cherished son. Surely they'll respect him. But when the tenant farmers saw his son, they said to each other, Here comes the heir of the estate. Let's kill him and get the estate for ourselves. So they dragged him out of the vineyard and murdered him. What do you suppose the owner of the vineyard will do to them? Jesus asked. I'll tell you. He'll come and kill those farmers and lease the vineyard to others. How terrible that such a thing should ever happen, his listeners protested. Jesus looked at them and said, Then what does this scripture mean? The stone that the builders rejected has now become the cornerstone. Everyone who stumbles over that stone will be broken to pieces, and it will crush anyone it falls on. The teachers of religious law and the leading priests wanted to arrest Jesus immediately because they realized he was telling the story against them. They were the wicked farmers, but they were afraid of the people's reaction.
Go for it, Anna.
That's what it says. Oh, I don't know. What are we going to talk about?
Whatever you talk
I
about.
don't know. I have nothing to say.
Okay, well, I'll start. You can jump in. So one of the things that I was thinking about with the scripture is when it said, let's kill him to get the estate for ourselves. So they dragged him out of the vineyard and murdered him. Well, it was interesting. So if you think about, okay, so, what we think is that Jesus is the cherished son, obviously, and the farmers, or the tenant farmers, are the Jewish people who aren't doing things the way that God and Jesus say that we should go. And so, why are they wanting to kill him? Because they want it for themselves. They don't want to do it the way that they don't want to give the owner what's due him. They want it all for themselves. So this was making me think about when we don't want to die to ourselves. We want to live life just for our own, whatever we want. We don't want to let Jesus have his way with us. And really, I think when we follow Jesus, there is no ours. It's just his. We die to ourselves, and it made me think of the Bible verse that says if you try to save your life, then you will lose it. And that's kind of what these guys were doing. And they literally did end up losing their life. And then we're talking about the cornerstone where it says that everyone who stumbles over that stone will be broken to pieces and it will crush anyone who falls on it. Again, I think that's talking about how the Pharisees and religious leaders, I was just picturing, instead of building on it and using it as a cornerstone, it's like they just ran right into it and they got crushed and they got broken. Yeah. And thinking about, in our lives too, that if we stumble and fall, it's because we're trying to do it our way. And we're trying to pursue our own agenda. That's just not going to end well, like it didn't for them either. Like what we were listening to C.S. Lewis with The Problem of Pain recently, and he said that he was talking about hell, and if I understood what he was saying basically The person who goes to hell is the person who says, I want my way, not yours, Jesus. Just leave me alone. And Jesus does, and in the final analysis, that person is left completely alone. No God, just themselves. Everything that's from God in and around us now is taken out and away. And when you're left completely by yourself, that's hell. And that's what I think stumbling over the stone and being broken into pieces and crushed, that's what I imagine that that's like. Anna, what did you think about this?
What did I think?
Yeah, did you have any thoughts on this?
Did I have any thoughts?
Where are you?
I don't know. I feel like it did, but I don't remember.
Okay. So, well, let's just take this time to say, Jesus, you're amazing.
Jesus, you're amazing.
And you're an awesome teacher. And
you're an awesome teacher.
Are we doing a recital?
Yeah, we're taking this time to say whatever you're going to say.
Okay.
And
we praise you, Jesus.
we praise you, Jesus.